So, doing a twofer today. I have two subjects that I would really like to discuss. Every day I seem to have 20 fucking subjects that I really want to discuss, and I gotta pick the one I think I can make funniest. Or that's most interesting to me. Really. I thought two were interesting. I did not think they were interesting enough to actually look into, as I don't care about the details. It's quite simply just the idea of it, right? That's the only thing I think is really worth discussing. So that's what I'm going to discuss. Now, I know that many of you possibly have just heard what I said and have decided to take that as he didn't do any research, therefore he doesn't do any research. It's a fun game that people like to play with me. They bring up the video where I talked about Native American peoples. And I said in that video, I haven't done a whole lot of research on this subject. I'm kind of just going off the cuff because I think I'm fairly safe in what it is I have to say. Alright? They take that, they don't dispute the argument I make because I'm fairly safe in what I had to say, but they take that as he doesn't do any research ever. He didn't do research on this one because he wasn't really getting that deep into the subject. He was just kind of ranting. And even though he admitted that, all of a sudden I don't do any research. Don't fall into this trap. I said it for you guys. Now I say this knowing full well that it doesn't matter. Some people are still going to fall into the trap. Whatever. But no, I didn't research this particular case on either topic. Because as far as I am concerned, the particulars of the cases individually do not matter. I believe that I can make a fairly blanket statement about both of these subjects. That is what I'm going to do. First up, there was a far right-wing individual, a alt-right person, a self-proclaimed white nationalist, white supremacist, all that sort of thing. Bad guy. Got caught. They found that he had shit tons of guns and shit tons of ammo and was looking into ways to, quote, kill as many people on Earth as he possibly could. Roughly. Quote. Yeah. This is a bad dude. This is a really bad dude. And he wrote up a list of people that he would specifically like to see dead. Pretty much every Democrat. Pretty much every ridiculous far-left reporter. And pretty much every Democrat. Like, he was really hardcore against Democrats. But he did say he wanted to kill as many people as possible. So, first things I think pretty obvious. This is a very bad guy. I don't know exactly what kind of crimes they can, put on this guy. They're throwing around terrorism. I'm fully in support of saying that he was plotting terrorist shit. I think if somebody was going around massacring Democratic congressmen and women and senators and reporters, I think that would be pretty terrifying. And I don't care that they would be on the far left. It wouldn't make a difference to me. That's pretty fucking terrifying. Like, that's legit one person pretty much destroying our government. Single-handedly. If he actually pulled any of this off, that would be very, very bad. I don't like Nancy Pelosi. I think she's a bad lady. But I would like for Nancy Pelosi to make the conscious decision to stop being a bad lady. Because I think she has the capacity to do such. She has a brain. She's not stupid. The things she's saying are very, very stupid. And the reason why she's doing that is because she is desperately trying to keep her job. I see it all the time. So, you know what I mean? Like, she's lost sight of everything. And it wouldn't be that difficult for her to think her way out of this problem. I would like to see that happen, right? Because dead Nancy Pelosi is fucking worthless, right? Assassinated Nancy Pelosi is really bad. Like, that's really bad. No. There's so many levels of really bad to that. Starting from number one, she's a person. What's wrong with you? Right? Going through the list all the way down to where we get to the political stuff, in the hundreds somewhere. That's really bad politically. That doesn't do anything good for the right. If your idea is to somehow help out and bolster the argument of the right, killing off the left is not the fucking way to do it. That's a very leftist way of thought. What's wrong with you? Like, so, the fact that this motherfucker exists at all, politically, is very bad. Because he didn't do anything, as far as we know, actually to any people. He didn't hurt anybody, as far as we know. He really wanted to, and made plans. And that's extremely bad. But nothing happened, as far as we know. So, politically, it just looks really bad. It in essence, gives Jussie Smollett and people like him a fucking means of saying, see, maybe I made my shit up. But apparently I didn't have to, because 2 weeks later, here you go, there's your guy. Like, you know what I mean? And I think the timing of this is odd, but that's just the conspiracy theorist in me. I don't know, I just think this shit's odd. I often wonder if political people, I'm not going to say Democrats, I'm not going to say Republicans, I'm going to say both and all of them, people who are in that level of politics as to be politicians, I oftentimes wonder if they don't get information handed to them maybe first. I'm not going to say exclusively, but maybe first, right? They get this information handed to them first, and they kind of sit on it and wait until they need it for something. You know what I mean? Brett Kavanaugh, prime example. Fucking, what's her name? Feinstein sat on Blasey Ford's, or Christine Ford's letter for like a month or two. And then just as it seemed that this guy's about to be confirmed, oh, well now we have this other big problem, we're gonna have to hold this off, we gotta wait until the election's over, you know, like, right? So, here this happens. Jussie Smollett, big news. Hoax. Apparently, Trump supporters, not as racist as we'd like to believe. Except, they're still murderous motherfuckers. Look at that guy. I don't know. I oftentimes wonder if maybe this guy couldn't have been picked up a month or so ago. Or maybe longer. Who knows? And we waited on it. Because you never know, we might need that somewhere down the road. But it does make me happy, because anytime somebody does play a card like that, it's no longer in their deck. You know what I mean? So they got to figure out the next one, and that makes me happy. Because, you know, at some point you have to look at it as we're trying to waste each other's resources until one side just has to give up. You know? So, wars of attrition can oftentimes be fun. When they're just political in nature, at least. So, you know, this is a bad guy. I hope that he gets tried for whatever they can put on him. Whatever crimes they can make stick, man. And put that motherfucker away. Be done with him. Like I was saying before, I think in the Q&A, somebody asked me about the death penalty. And yeah, when we find somebody who has no possibility of redeeming value, which I gotta say, I mean, this guy's fairly old too. I think he's like in his 40s or something like that. Like, you really have to wonder at this point, what exactly is his net worth compared to the possibility of what could he do? And I don't know. I don't know if saving his one life is worth the possible who knows how many lives he could take. So it's one of those type of things for me. But, you know, that's why we have courts for it. I don't make those decisions. I am a harsh dictator. But I can also be kind. But yeah, so that's a bad guy. And I obviously don't support anything that he was attempting to do. I don't think that's the way you win. It's just not the way you win. It has to remain civil. We're not in the fucking... This isn't feudal fucking Japan. This isn't the fucking Middle Ages, man. We're not having gunfights in the street. Or you know, like duels. I'm thinking more like duels. We're not having duels, you know, anymore. Like, dude, we're past all that shit. We should be hitting the enlightened age that Rome was in, even though Rome was utterly seeped in blood. Like, we should be attaining that level of you know, Rome and Greek fucking ponderance of the universe, man, except without having to have coliseums to keep our bloodlust in check. Like, we should have been able to figure out over the past couple thousand years how to make this shit work. So what the fuck are we doing? Or are we just that base of a creature that we seriously need to have coliseums to have guys fight bears? I don't know. But it's not the way you win. This isn't the way you do it. You can't win that way. That's force. That's them. That's what they're openly preaching. Don't make the rest of us look like them. God damn it. Just, again, the problem is you, the audience. Stay out of the show. Alright, so, moving on from that, I think I've made myself fairly clear on that. Don't support it. Think they should bury the guy under the prison. The next subject that is popping up that I really don't think there's a whole lot of nuance to, the ISIS wives that now regret having gone and joined ISIS and want to come home. Now, I gotta tell you, 6 months, maybe even a year ago, I'd have bought that. 5-10 years ago, I would have had no problem buying that. Today, ISIS is lost. Like, they're see, what apparently people didn't fucking think about is the possibility that Donald Trump isn't a fucking moron. And when he said, couple months, we're going to withdraw everybody from fucking Syria, ISIS is defeated, war is over, boys, coming home. Right? And all the generals said, I don't like the idea of this, I don't like doing this isn't a good idea. Alright, fair enough. And everybody in the meeting went, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this. No, we have to put more people out there. We have to have more war. Right? And everybody thought, Donald Trump's a fucking idiot. Why is he doing this? And it was pushed hard by the generals. They were out there a lot saying, this is a bad idea. And I'm sitting there going, you guys don't do that shit. You don't do that shit. It's not that you don't do that. It's not. I'm not telling them that. I'm saying you don't. Why are you doing that shit? Because they don't do that shit. And then I started to hear about how the fighting was amped to the max. They started going fucking balls deep against ISIS. It was like, alright, we're going home. We brought all of this weaponry over here and ammunition and such. I guess we might as well launch as much of it at the enemy as possible before we leave, right? We don't have to carry this shit home. So that's what they did. They just started fucking destroying them after that. And I think that was part of the plan. Look, I'm going to tell them that we're drawn out. And then you guys tell them how crazy I am. And the media will run with it. Because that's how we play them. And then ISIS will think there's a weakness. And maybe they'll come out and try to attack. And then that's when we send everything we have after them. Fucking wipe them off the face of the earth, man. Like that, Donald Trump. That's my Donald Trump impression. But I think the last part was the best part. But, you know, like, because that's what it seems like is happening. And now we're getting the bitches coming out and going, looks like my boyfriend is gonna lose this fight. Can, like, I go home with you? Nah, bitch, you're stuck with the man you picked. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. Like, I think that anybody who lives in this country, was born in this country, and who decides to forsake this country to move to a different country and join a terrorist organization who is fully in the I want to kill your former country state of mind, you have forsaken this country. You have willingly given up your citizenship and therefore your rights. And you became whatever the fuck you came, but you ain't American anymore, bitch. So, you don't have a right to come back here. You're an ISIS person now. Go live in ISIS land. Because you left, bitch. You fucking not only left, but then went on to social media to talk about how Americans need to die. Now, I will make this one caveat. I am willing to compromise on this issue. And here's my compromise. You can come back to the U.S. We will arrest you. And we will put you on trial for treason. If you are found to be guilty of treason and being a traitor to this country, you will be hanged by the neck until you are dead, dead, dead. Or you can stay in ISIS land with your boyfriend. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I think that this is a policy that should be adopted by every nation in this world. I think it would send a powerful message, not only to the people in current day, but also people who might be thinking this is a route to go in the future. Once you leave, you're gone. That's it. Once you break up with me, there's no coming back. It's over. You cheated on me with somebody who literally wants me dead. I'm not taking you back. No. And I don't care about the details. I don't care if there's children involved. That's very sad. We'll be happy to take the kids. We have a lot of good American citizens that would be more than happy to raise your child for you. If it's unsafe for you to have your child, we'll be more than happy to take the children. But not you. And if you really want to come back, that's fine. We are a nation of laws. And you're a war criminal now. Like, sorry. Did you tell them anything about this country? Even if it's where your parents' house is. You're a traitor. You've betrayed, as far as I'm concerned, national secrets to a terrorist organization. if you told them a really good place that you just know of that's a nice soft target. Everybody, there's the Walmart in town has got so many people in it all the time. That's a really good place. Psh, sorry. That is divulging national secrets that could result in the deaths of many, many people in a terrorist act. That's how I see it. Because who knows this country better than its citizens? Think to yourself, you know someplace. What's a good road during rush hour? You know what I mean? Things that you would know because you live in your area. But somebody in fucking Syria isn't going to know. But now they do. Right? Think about that. Fuck them. No, I don't see nuance in this issue. I understand these women have children. I understand these women say they were brainwashed. I understand that there's this, that, and the other thing. But I don't care. You're a traitor to this country. You forsook this country to join its enemies. And you should be treated accordingly. We're not going to just out and out kill you if you would like to turn yourself in. But you will be tried. That's how I see it. Period. End of sentence. So, there you go. It's my twofer. Ow! 20 minutes? Spent 10 minutes on each, I bet. I don't know. That'll actually be interesting to find out. But, yeah. So, there you go. I wonder if any of you see nuance in either of these issues. I would love to hear about it. I would love to just generally, let you guys pick my brain in the comments, and I'll pick your brains back, if I can. And, yeah. I think this will be an interesting one to discuss. Generally, whenever I take a hard-line stance on something, somebody gets upset with me. And somebody's going to say that I'm wrong. But they're women. That sort of thing is going to come up, and I'm going to go, really? You're going to say that to me? The dude who's all about equality? Like the original feminist? I'm all about equality. They're soldiers. They left to go be soldiers in ISIS. Sorry. You joined the army. It's not like they had an actual nation. They didn't. They were a fucking guerrilla army. She joined a foreign army that declared itself our enemy. She's not a fucking civilian. I don't care how many kids she has. Or how many tits. Or how little penis. Doesn't matter to me. She's a foreign soldier. An enemy of this country. She chose to be that. Knowing how awesome it is here. And now she wants to come back. I don't see nuance in this. But if you do, I'm more than happy to hear about it in the comments. So, yeah. Have a good day. Hope you have a good day.